Good afternoon, Lahore. So, this is my 5th time in the city, and what I'm wearing today is my 7th pair of Pakistani clothes. So, that's already telling you how much I love this country and the community here. My name is Monika Pratiwi. I'm app specialist from Google. And before I start to my section, I want to I have a question first. How many of you think the video before, the person in the video looks like myself? Raise hand. Only very few people raising hand. But yeah, I agree with you because I don't think the person looks like me. No, the reason is I didn't give a very clear prompt and I also didn't provide a very high resolution image. AI is very powerful, but what's also very crucial is how we can give the right data, how we can give the clear prompt. So today, I'm gonna introduce how we can leverage AI in Google in the right way so that we can have the maximum impact for our user acquisition. What sets Google apart from other user acquisition? So it lays in the foundation because at least 3 billion users live in Google. They search, they browse, they play, and they even shop through Google. And with all these live signals and also rich inventories, it boosts overall user acquisition in Google. But then again, how can we leverage those things in the correct way? Now I will use the analogy of a smart kitchen. The first one is, in Google, we have a very different cooking technique. Because of course, there is no one recipe can serve everyone. And the second one, I will also talk about the intelligent chef that we have. The chef who really understand the customer from their expertise. And the last one is in Google, we have a full suite of cooking tools so that it can translate all the ingredients into a nice dishes. Let me go to the first one. ROAS bidding. So I understand that different apps have different monetization, right? So for each monetization, of course, it also will require different recipe. Because again, there is no recipe that can serve all the people. If your ads monetize with ads revenue, then the main bidding campaign will be TROAS ARO, or ads revenue optimization. And the good news is that we've been hearing your feedback about the ramp up period. Now we shorted it up from 2 weeks, we can now ramp it up in 3 to 4 days only. This is such a big improvement that we made for TROAS ARO. And on top of this, there's also another new improvement in TROAS ARO where we can now integrate data from Google Analytics. The second one, again, still for IAA monetization, TROAS Taichi. This is something that Laiha also talked a little bit earlier. This is a custom solution once you have maximized your ARO campaign. Especially if you want to cut through in the tier 1 market that's very competitive. And the second monetization is hybrid. So in Google, in only one single campaign, you can still optimize IAA and also IAP together. The last one is on the IAP side, monetization. Not only the standard TROAS IAP, but now we also have maximize conversion value that I will also talk a little bit more later. Improvement in ARO. I've mentioned about 3 to 4 days ramp up period, right? And on top of that, now, even in only 5 seconds, you can improve the performance up to 3.6%. Why is it 5 seconds? Because, simply by enabling the toggle on in your Google Analytics, enabling the data collection and personalization, you inject more data to our ARO campaigns, Hence, it can increase the scale up to 3.6%. So literally 5 seconds done. Next one, how can we leverage Tiroas ARO and Tiroas Tai Chi together? Imagine that you already have your main dish on the table, but you want to give a layer of flavor to make it more punchy. This is exactly what Tiroas Tai Chi will do for you. The main campaign will still be Tiroas ARO, but then if you have maximized the scale of ARO and you want to go through and cut through the competitiveness in Tier 1 market, and also you have resources to do extra coding implementation for Tiroas ARO, Tai Chi, then this is the right time for you to explore. I have provided the Tai Chi playbook here that you will be able to download once we share this deck to you. And we have learned a lot of success from global advertisers, including from this Tilemeister, where the company combined ARO and Tai Chi together, and as a result, they see a better performance in ROAS, in retention, and also in new user growth. And the other bidding that I would like to also highlight today is the new maximized conversion bidding. So this is like we are telling our chef to provide or to cook the most delicious dish possible based on their expertise. So we're telling AI, give me the highest maximum conversion value possible without us giving the target. So it has more flexibility. And this is exactly what Tianyu adopted. And as a result, for their new campaign, they are able to get a better ROI, better ARPU, and even a better pay rate through this new bidding type. I'll go to the next station of the kitchen, which is the chef himself. Imagine that you were able to tell the chef what kind of ingredients that we like, what kind of food that we used to have, or what kind of beverage that we really like. With those kind of hints or information, the chef will be able to cook or provide a better food for you. And that's exactly what audience signal is. So you're giving input to the system based on what you want the system to look for. And with this, most of our advertisers can see around 10% performance uplift by integrating the audience signal. Later, we will also have Falcon from Vietnam, who will share more about their success with audience signal. The other thing about audience in Google and how we leverage AI to provide this additional signal for audience. Now we can also do optimization by using a predictive event. If you already understand the high-value user behavior, then we can use that behavior in order to create a predictive event in Google Analytics Firebase. So example here, my app, the high-value users in my app are those that did at least 3 sessions in 1 week. They did not uninstall my app within 1 month, and they at least watched the ads 10 times in 3 days. So that's my definition of high-value users in my apps. With those definitions, then we can create a predictive event that later we can optimize in either install or engagement campaign. And using the same behavior, we can even create a predictive audience. So it's not only a predictive event, but also predictive audience that we can put in our engagement campaign. Now, the last section of the kitchen, a full suite of cooking tools, which is very, very important. Because here where all the ingredients, all the sauces, and the recipe finally becomes a real dish, or finally become the real ads. And in Google, creative is not only about variety of format or variety of inventories. We also use a holistic approach when it comes to creative. Of course, from the powerful format, and then a seamless user journey, and then also from measurement perspective. Earlier this year, we introduced to you the new high engagement format, which is a combination of playable and also video. And we have seen success from Game District. They are able to scale their playable inventory up to 15 times. And because of this, they're also able to improve the CTR by 40% in their UI. The secret sauce here is, aside of uploading the HTML5, they also upload various length of videos from 6 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and the rest, because playable will come together with these videos. They also make sure almost 70% of their ad group strength is excellent. And last but not least, sufficient bid and budget will also be crucial because this format will serve in the premium inventory. And starting in 2026, this format will also be available in YouTube, which means the servability will even higher than today. The second thing on creative, and this is also very important, is personalization. Imagine that I see an ad about Wolf game, and it makes me click. When I click the ads, and then it will land me to a Play Store that also surfacing Wolf game creative. It makes me more confident to download the game. Then after I download, I will land to a specific page about Wolf game. And this is exactly what the Sky Moon did, this personalization, right? And as a result, the client can get 15.6% more install. Now, the last one on creative. It doesn't matter how good our creative is if we cannot really measure the impact. We just launched this VTC optimization this year. Now we are at parity with other channels, but what we need to take note is that in Google, for VTC optimization, it's not on by default. So you need to switch it in the Google Ads dashboard later. With this VTC optimization, our client MyGames is able to have a higher predictive ROI and also a higher ARPU. So if you need to remember one thing from my presentation today, is that AI is very powerful. And of course, Google, we have a privilege to get all the signals because of rich inventories. But then again, it's very important how we can leverage that correctly. ROAS bidding. Select the right ROAS bidding based on your monetization. Audience prediction. Give the right audience input based on your understanding about high-value customers. And the last one, leverage all creative formats that Google provides. And don't forget about personalization and, of course, measurement. Thank you so much for your time today.